Riptide.tv.
Hello YouTube, and I am joined here by Sam Kaon as we are rolling out week 2 of Super League, starting off the early slot with the 0-1 West Beach Titans versus the 0-1 at Southern Riptide, and Vadix is pulling. This week I'm joined by Sam Kaon as
Hello.
George is AWOL.
Kicked him out.
Traded up, rostered up. And after last game, these rosters looking to level up as well and come back with a win as Connor puts it loopy one round to Wilson into space. And Wilson shoots deep immediately. Baddox flails, Baddox walls. What a start. Sam Tonkin, easy done. Anna equaling her season stats last year with 1 goal. Good start.
I'd say an inauspicious start by both teams, but red punching it in.
Blue punching it in.
Blue punching it in?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking about red doing well against you at the start of the game last week.
Well, like last week, they also went 1-0 down very convincingly, and now let's get ready for the 4-1 roll where they ultimately lose the game.
I was impressed though. Like, I feel like Scary's drafted themselves a pretty well-rounded team. Like, you look at that line; they're all quite athletic. Maybe Sando, but Sando still moves around pretty well.
Moves well for a bit. He's got good hands as well.
He's got no weight on him. Like, there's no momentum that he carries, so it's pretty easy to change directions for him.
And they need someone to throw the disc. Arguably, he's like you, but in like 5 years' time, where you're still playing Super League.
No.
And still like an elite disc distributor.
Sando right now is me 5 years ago when I was like way better. I like Vadix as a thrower, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like he's carrying this reputation from about 8 years ago, where he just like put up pie and got like 10 turnovers a match. But I feel like in the last couple of years, he's actually reined it in quite a lot. Like last week, solid throws, put some big ones up when it was on, high completion rate. I feel like he's just carrying this stereotype from years ago.
Absolutely. I think like last week, our team, I probably touched on it in the stream, we came out expecting that entire team just to be volatile and blow themselves up, essentially. But I think Scary's doing a good job in enabling Baddox. Maybe had a word with Baddox, and let's see if they can get more out of 30 this week, because 30 was like a lost little lamb last week.
I think if 30 fires last week, that's a dub to Red.
Disagree, but anyway.
Disagree.
Vish pulls it up, again featuring no sleeves. As Wilson standing properly in the way. Sando centers, swings it to T back in the handler roll.
I don't like that.
No, not at all. Baddox, just out of reach, and that's what you have. And you switch the two around, and that's a good
Yeah, I feel like
combo.
T lays out for that. Baddox throws the same throw, but it's a completion.
Absolutely. Hong, fresh off the Div 1 roster pick.
I love this. I love Hong picking it up.
Versus Sando.
That's great.
Sam Tonkin bashing his way through, curls off, need to sharpen that up. Engages Tim. One ankle, Hong looks it off. Oh.
Incorrectly.
Yeah, looks at good weight at the throw. I mean,
you back Marty, but
Wilson was listening to my comments last week where I was, for 14 hours, I was telling him Marty should be going deep. Now Marty with a goal.
Absolute waste behind the disc.
Yeah.
Absolute waste. Like, he's fine. He won't turn it over, but the throws aren't aggressive.
He's just such a big man in the air.
How are you going to get around that body?
He's just what a specimen of a rig. And he takes it high. He reads it well. He just keeps grinding. He's not the quickest, but he just keeps working. He just, out of pure spite, he hates everybody who marks against him, and he will run you into the ground, and he enjoys that. 2-0.
2-0.
2-0, wow.
Big break.
Big Postley, good put in by Wilson. Is this Wilson finally rallying his troops? He's kept...
Well, they scored a break though on a short field turn. Let's not go nuts.
Yeah. I mean, last week was a complete disaster, so anything better than that I'm taking as like infinite improvement. If Wilson last week was like a penny stock, are you going to risk all your money on Wilson and hopes he goes to like 1.2 and it's 20% up? Or is he a penny stock that's going to crash and burn and it's just going to fall by the wasteland in the technology bubble? I was watching The Big Short today. I'm very much in that.
I have not seen that movie, so your references
Oh, it's a great movie. Give us a shout out if you've seen The Big Short.
Engage in the comments.
Yeah. Or you have any penny stocks you'll recommend? Also accepting
Yeah.
frivolous cryptocurrency.
Any tips, any stock tips you have. Let's turn this into a trading site.
Anything we say is not financial advice, except for investing in the
Boy.
Patreon of Alti TV.
See,
That is worth it.
Great hold there by madx and waits for the field to open up. Like,
Yeah.
breaks the defense open with a fake.
Throws a
And
great
then-
break throw.
Yeah, throws a big 30-meter gainer.
Wow. Distributing the disc. I think as Ferdy's wearing an Arsenal shirt and not getting the disc, can't really question his sanity. But someone who caused us problems last week is Tim Stevens, who just seems to be free in the middle. Who's actually on Tim? No? He hasn't got anybody on him.
Anyone. I think it's maybe a little bit of a over-under. Lovely.
As he scores.
Tim scored the most goals, like, I think three or four seasons ago. Most goals for the whole league.
I couldn't see much from my point of view from sitting low, essentially on the ground, and I got a big Kevin Lozada standing in front of me. But I wasn't sure if that was a match, a clam, an over or under. The only thing I'm sure on was Tim Stevens had too much room.
Yeah.
And when you got Tim Davis deep, like smart enough, can read a disc, great option to have. But he's just stuck in the nowhere, and he's only got one ankle, one knee. I don't know, he's like half a body, and Tim's just using that space well. I saw Anna on him earlier, but Anna's not one not to cover their player. In fact, she's always in a pocket, so who knows what was happening.
Yeah, well, Tim's been playing for a long time. Like, you don't have to start out the smartest player, but if you play long enough, it just gets beaten into you. So he's going to get it eventually.
So that's yeah. Back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, that's just an offensive hold though.
Yeah.
Now, like, the challenge comes when you're down a break and you need to get that break back.
Yeah.
There's no win tonight, so there's no help from the 8th defender.
It's not a thrower's breeze or a defender's gale.
No, we're basically playing indoor.
So the ultimate elite version of that sport.
Yeah.
Love my days of
Always
indoors.
maintain I'd be a great indoor player.
Indoor was definitely my sport. There's many tales. Shout out to Plymouth University in the UK, upsetting giants, winning 1-8 crossovers indoors. As Sam comes under again, he's loving that under, hooks it deep, no shape. That was awful. Like, Tim saw that, didn't respond, just stuck a gangly arm, almost had it.
Wilson could have milked that into the end zone, but decided to take the assist
Those are
for
long.
himself.
Dennis,
Shiner, I think he's got about 20 years experience on Curtis.
Yeah.
And you'd back him every time.
Curtis is doing a great job, but absolutely those 20 years. Take him under, take him in deep. Not even Wilson could miss that up the line. So this is it. So Red, if you're going to draft a team of players that could respond to being down and go get you a block, a lot of those players that you put on the list are actually on this Red team. But then if you were to draw a top 7 players who would absolutely blow it chasing a lead, the exact same players would also be on that list. You've got Maddox, great player. Somebody's going to take shots. Tallis, phenomenal. Nunu, talented, scary, good shots. Sando, cool as a cucumber, and 30. But also those same players, except for excluding Sando, because he's just elite. The same 6 would just like not hit a dime, but also overthrow you and hit. I don't know, it's Southern Riptide's hometown when we're in the CBD of Adelaide.
It's also notable that Scary's missing the number 1 pick of the entire draft, John Brill.
Oh, that's a good point. There was a bit of controversy around.
I don't see him around
No,
either.
I remember them saying, because not only was so John Brill, inarguably a talent in SA's little pond
For sure.
but. And being a number 1, a little controversial, but great fantasy player last year. I played with him, great teammate to have, enabled you to do brilliant things, and that's what that team needed. But there was a comment on his application which said, "I have moved. I play social basketball. I probably won't make it to the beginning of early time slots." And 50% of your time slots are early. So not only has he got a few maybes, he's also got a 50% attendance at the first game.
That's usually enough to drop you down a couple of rounds, let alone go first.
It looks a bit Wilson poaching deep as Scary. It looks a bit more matchy. Scary goes down.
Great
Solid grab.
Scary.
Yeah. Sando looking to engage. Nunu daintily wearing red on red,
Well done.
Dorothy style. Takes it. Good grab. Marked by Vishal. Vishal looks cleanly shaved. Baddock sees him. Hits it.
No shape.
No shape. That's a Sam Tonkin throw from before.
No.
If Sam Tonkin got punished for a bad throw. That's
Which he should have, really.
going back to the conversation, classic Maddox, perfect
Yeah.
option, T, perfect timing, perfect cut shape. The volatility of execution error, maybe a bit of nerves creeping in.
I feel like I put the moxie on him by talking him up too much at the
commentators
start.
too close.
Yeah. Nah, this would be good for them though. Like they've got a long field to work with now. Let's see if they can put some pressure on and actually get a D.
If they put this in, signs
Oh,
are
that's
coming.
a worry. Like this is a big mental point for Blue if they can.
Marty's
if they can
back,
jam it in.
but
I
then
don't like it.
who else are you going to handle back? It's forced. Hong picks up. Love.
What about Vish?
Vish? Yeah,
Do you think he's good enough to
I think
retain the disc?
he can be good enough to retain the disc. I'm going to say. Marty's probably the safer choice. So when you got that, having that Hong and Marty back speaks that they really want to punish them for their turns.
See, I don't like Hong clearing out here and leaving Marty back. I
No.
think Hong needs to be the reset. Hong needs more disc.
Anna versus Sando, they've picked that match up well.
Well
30
done.
decides not to lay early, but that's great. That's clinical. Yeah, I think this is timeout called. That was scary. Good. She called one against us, and when I forgot to, and that was a blessing in
Yeah,
disguise.
that was not a great timeout.
Yeah, I think this is the right timeout. Settle themselves. They just need to find their rhythm, play their rhythm. Look to use their players. I think athletically they are mismatched, skill-wise and experience. If they really pull together and expose the weaknesses of the Blues roster, I was going to say the bottom of Blues roster, but they got Nick at the bottom, so there is no.
There is no weaknesses. The liar.
The weakness in the middle of their roster versus
The classic
depth.
lie about your attendance,
Oh, but it's
so you
Nick.
get picked lower.
Is Nick maybe it was a yes? Like, if he was around, no offense, Kev, wherever you are, inevitably listen to it, he's over there warming up like an elite player. Nick was 100% coming home with me. He's around for one game,
Was he
bargained in.
available for you?
No, he wasn't. I got the 40th pick, so
Okay,
I
so he
had
wasn't
everyone's destiny in my hands, and I went with Kevin. So if I didn't pick you, I'm sorry. Drop me some hate in the comments, but most of all, like and subscribe to Ulti TV, so you get to hate me every week.
Please do.
Yeah. Speaking of Ulti TV's coverage, I am representing Clapham in my James Mead replica Clapham shirt. They played the Madrid Cup, I believe, was this week. They got to the final. Iceni got to the final. I watched some of that coverage, Sam. Thrilling. You should tune in. Way to watch Great Britain represent. And I won't do any spoilers because you have to watch it. But the winner got like a big ass sword.
Really?
Yeah,
A
there was like
sword?
some
each or
Nah,
just for the team?
I think it was like part of like the props. So they all got put in front of a photo board, and they had like one. I saw one Justin Ford, name dropping here, had like one leg on top of the trophy, or maybe it was Connor, and just like a big sword, and like horrible grazes across their legs because they were either I don't know what they were playing on, but it looked like gravel.
Just AstroTurf.
yeah.
Just gross AstroTurf.
It was disgusting, but yeah, good times. Go watch that. And if you enjoy that coverage and you're enjoying this coverage, go onto Patreon and subscribe and like and give them a donation so we can keep this going, because I love watching, I love commentating, I love having a platform to spout my opinions.
Yeah, huge thanks to Katie on the camera again.
Yeah, doing great, like little.
I thought her coverage was great last week.
It was. The angles are great.
And Rex was like, I don't know, it looks like he's got like a nuclear football or something. It's just insane, his setup that he's got going on. And huge thank you to him for coming out every week and setting it up, because it must be a nightmare.
I just thought you were referring to his beautiful mustache that he's trying to sport, like a nuclear mustache.
Yeah, if you can, go and find Rex's Movember.
Yeah, someone put it in the comments.
Someone put it in the comments. Put it in the description.
Let's get Rex's Movember trending.
Let's get Rex's Movember to like 10 grand.
Rex's Movent, hashtag that. We'll get it trending.
Trend it worldwide.
Trend it worldwide.
But there is like half a K worth of extension wire just like running to various PowerPoints around the place here.
And behind us, the women of South Australia setting up for their Queen's League, but they're here watching the stream mostly, I imagine. That's what else would people do on the Mondays? It's great. Got a good supporting out, good numbers. Beautiful weather here in South Australia.
Lovely weather.
Johnny pulls it. No, it's looking out,
like
isn't
it's
it?
Sliding.
No, wet pull. Yeah.
You gotta be able to hit the field. It's probably the most important part of being a puller, I'd say.
Looked at Dennis. There's a knowing smile that if any of these kids say something, they're dropped.
He's also taken off elite puller Tim Davis as well.
Oh, Wow, do you think that's Tim Davis wanting to make an Outbreak team in the future and fully aware that Johnny holds? Or is Johnny wearing that Australia shirt and pulling rank? Tim,
This is
working
looking
on
like a
that.
straight up force by Blue.
It is, yeah, and running out of the horizontal, they've changed it.
That's tough to run a straight up force on that.
Probably giving their Curtis a bit more space. Curtis,
Yeah, especially if they just want to work unders.
35.
Oh,
Another error by 30. What's too much pressure?
Yeah, it's like the throws are a little bit out of reach, but if it hits you full in the hand,
Especially someone who is.
as a thrower, I would say receiver error every time.
That'll 100% go down on the stats as a drop. Shouldn't be a throwaway, but you
No.
know, whoever's taking the stats could be a
Nice big gainer by Tim to Wilson.
win. Picks up Wilson,
Oh.
passing at Wilson. Waff.
Puts
Dennis
it up to the
reads
double
it.
coverage. I love Dennis for this.
Dennis, Dennis had position. The wind took it. Tim with a little boop. Hat goes off. Hat straightens up.
I'm sure there was a bit of contact there, but good job, Tim, by not putting it up into him to cause the foul to be called.
I mean, on those kind of throws, like we saw it last week, and if you haven't watched it, Vish puts up an absolute shocker and allows Sean to get a D.
Look, okay,
That
you railed against Vish.
Well, you
for
hit
like
your
5
person in
minutes.
stride. Come on, it's a basic throw. It's a lead pass. Like Wilson,
If that's anyone else, though, like Tim was my player, and you don't even see me in the frame. Like,
yeah, but
Sean is an absolute gut runner.
But that sounds like your problem, and also Vish's throw. But that Wilson, that was similar to Vish's throw.
Oh, Sando.
Oh, curling away from Maddox. That's going to hit the floor. But that is like a throw by Wilson, where it's all nose, no shape, gives the defender a chance, and you can't do that.
Well, that was double coverage, where I don't think it would be generous to say Dennis had a meter.
But Dennis had a meter, half a meter on the right side. Wilson had no force. Float it to throw your thrower open.
Yeah.
We need to emphasize basic skills. As Connor picks up.
Ooh,
Oh
gosh.
God.
Ooh.
Sando calling him out.
I'm calling that out from the commentary box.
There's a
there's
there's
a
a
discussion.
replay. If Vish just needs to lift up his leg higher, and then we get to retrade it. Sando, convinced by his acting, calls him back in. Good spirit. Maddox and Connor also called it in, but they will ignore that.
Okay.
It's all on Vish. Yeah. So they reset up. Can he get off the line?
Ooh.
Looks at good break. Ooh, Vish,
Nice little
Nick with a
cut by
good cut.
Nick.
Yeah.
That's a round 10 cut if ever I've seen one.
Oh, good
gosh.
shape. Throws it. 30's now on Wilson. Wilson
like that.
Wilson is scary. Connor, good break throw.
Ugh,
Weak,
that is a
weak,
weak
force.
Very weak force.
So it's Nick scores
Got
the
what
goal.
it deserved.
Gotta punish them.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Sang. Sang just giving me a
Leveled
good,
up the
a
commentary
good,
box.
a good seat. Sam, for those at home, Sam had arms and a seat, and I was on a camping stool. But Sang, league director, Sang brings me a chair. Being spoilt. Obviously, he enjoys my coverage.
Well, it's been a well-run league so far.
It has, smoothly. Wilson's looking slightly happier than last week because he walks off in mismatched boots.
Oh, God.
It's a
They are
strong
looking
look.
a lot better. I don't know. Do you think it's a defensive problem? The defense is just not putting on enough pressure? Or do you think Wilson's actually sorted his offense out and they're just moving in the right places and throwing the right throws?
That's a good point. I'd say porque no los dos. A bit of A, a bit of B. I think A are just looking a bit flat.
I think so. I think
And B are athletically good, and they seem to, when they turn it, they're clinical, they're cool, and defensively, they maybe have got their matchups quite nicely. They've got Anna on Sando, trying to nullify him.
that's a
and
great matchup. I like that.
30, I don't know, it's the first time he's played with, like, we can sort of bang on about 30 a lot, but, like,
He's the highest pick on playing at the moment.
yeah.
So you feel like he has to do a lot.
This is the first time we've seen him play in, like, a team of this style.
That's a pick.
With like some wiser heads, some like more extroverted dominant handlers, we can say. He's usually on like the trickeries. For those who don't know, they're usually like a quicker, smaller team. But he just seems a little lost. T with a big break. Tim again working those unders.
Oof.
Curtis just getting it and Dad backhanding it back again. Safe. 30 gets it. Run around by Sam Tonkin. Nice matchup. Damage limitation matchup. Sam won't stop. Nice break.
That's a great break, though.
Where's...
That's the sort of thing you can't let off, though. Like, that's a 90-degree across the field break.
Yeah. Sam seems a bit scared now. 30 is getting a lot of rewards under. They're putting him on the sideline. 30... those break throws, they're good executed, but shape-wise, not well.
Nope.
No.
I think Sam needs to, like, he's in the right position. Obviously, they're forcing no rounds, no round forehand, but he needs to take that half a step off and be ready to use his feet.
Yeah.
He's not getting his hands down low enough, which is fair enough because Birdie's scraping his knuckles when he's throwing those forehands. But a quick little foot, that's what shuts those down. And even just throw it every now and again while Birdie's holding a disc just to make him think about it.
I think that's a good point. You can tell Sam that at halftime. It's
oh, no. They have to watch the coverage.
Here we got now. Tim's got the job of Nick. 30's got the job of Sam. Wes has got the job of Vish. Curtis is on Anna. Nunu's got the big job of Marty. Matchups seem okay.
Vish has just stepped right around Wes.
Yeah. But Tim around. Vish seems to be using smart, trying not to outrun. Anna comes under.
Anna is a machine. Like.
Tim rips it. Good shape. Nick's got the read.
10th round pick.
Tim's got to back it up again.
Hasn't caught it.
Is that a double
well
D?
Done.
Again, that's a throwing execution. That's great D by Tim. Another, like, okay.
But what's the percentage of that getting caught? Like 5?
Yeah.
Generously?
But, like, yeah, they've like, Wilson's throw, now Tim's throw. Tim, they've both been terrible executed throws, but also Tim has to be there to get the D. Like, if Tim's not there, that 1% completion throw that I picked out of my garbage earlier because it was recycling day and I put it in the wrong bin, still has to be taken out by the bin man, which is Tim. His T winds up.
That is
just...
I think it's come back in.
Nick does enough. That's tight. Throw that out.
I would say they are lucky to get the field position on that throw.
As Nunu calls the foul. Wow.
I would... Foul it may have been, but what's the rule if they're already out?
Rex is going to play this again. We can't see, so we can just speculate.
I can speculate that that was... May have been a foul, but I feel like Nunu was out.
Yeah, I think that was just... retracted. Okay, that's a good retract.
Retracted foul.
Like, it's there. That's good spirit.
That's fine.
You're allowed to call, retract.
Call it, have a chat, retract. Nice high five at the end. That's
okay, now we've done our nice comments. Nunu, like... That was never a foul.
Trash
I mean, the throw was bad. Nick does enough. There was never really a serious discussion, but come on, you've been beaten. Save some face. Yeah. Give the guy a high five. That's spirit. That's true spirit.
No, just give T some daggers. Yeah. That's a terrible throw and should be treated as such.
Vish cuts up and then down and then floats to the one.
Hong is not getting much.
No.
I think I'd rather...
Vish almost makes it and he hits it.
Yeah,
Marty's there. Tim's backing up. It's a slow breeze.
I like that.
Another poor throw.
Anna needs to stay out here and just...
Good throw, Tim.
Lovely.
I don't know, dives. Hong wasn't getting anything, but if you watch Vish's cut, like, go back, watch it. He goes out into the lane perfectly, goes under, steps under, gets Wes to nibble, goes deep, but then cuts back into Wes. And then when he resets, he's resetting at the front of the stack, which then effectively becomes a match mark on Sam Tonkin, who was... They look to reset at the one a bit. And by cutting into the front, Sam Tonkin is now out of the game. If Vish cuts under, cuts away, and if he doesn't get it, stops faffing around in the lane, resets at the 3, and that still gives Sam Tonkin, who may or may not do something with it, but it gives him the option.
Yeah.
But... I don't know, Marty got real free. Vish put up enough of a hang. No Sean Davis around this time.
The wind has picked up a little bit now.
We're going to see some zones?
I don't really see either of these teams as real strong zone lines. But especially, I'd say, I really like Hong as the main thrower on that blue team. And giving him the, like... downwind side of the field, like right on the sideline, that's a tough place to be set up for any thrower. So I like your dominant thrower to be in the middle of the field. They get the easy reset on like stall 2, and then they can make something happen with it from there.
Hong also this week, he made the Outbreak first team, but one of the criticisms of him was, we know you can throw a frisbee, we know you're safe, but go make some mistakes. Let's show you where your ceiling is. And He's almost trapping Hong down in that bottom right corner, leaves him one option, which is an
To make a
aggressive break.
mistake.
Yeah. Will he take that on? He's very conservative in the shots he takes. As again, Red running out of Horo, Tim unders. No one's really offering anything deep, but they're trying to win these unders, and it's all through Tim. And Wilson's playing very poachy, but 30 seems to be lost on the sideline. If you got Wilson, Wilson loves to play a poach.
Yes.
So you either engage him and keep him engaged, or put yourself in a position where he can't make a play through the middle. He loves to flash across the lane. But when you're 30, your team can't afford you to not do anything.
Wobbly low throw to Maddox that he puts down. Yeah, Wilson's one of those players where I don't mind him taking a weaker player on the other team and then making something else happen.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to take 30, you have to mark 30. I'm sure that was great. We couldn't see it from here.
I just can't get over the fact that 30 is wearing an Arsenal shirt. This is just unforgivable. It's worse than what is worse? Spectators of Ulti TV, Arsenal shirt or Hong's full outbreak shirt? Full outbreak kit. That is floaty. Lead pass. Wilson's got pace. Johnny.
Oh, the Shepherd though. That's a bit. How you going?
Johnny pulling rank on Wilson to get his stats up. Good Johnny. Don't have you on my fancy team.
Not a great throw again. Kind of want that throw to be a little bit wider and angling into the receiver.
Absolutely.
That throw is going to be in the air for another 5 seconds, which gives a lot of people a lot of chance to get there. Those flat throws.
It's clinical. It's same lane over their heads. It's just like a textbook of not what to throw.
Yeah.
The Blues seem to be slow. Reds don't look tired, but they look like their heads are down.
Do we have a scoreboard around?
There's a scoreboard on the screen. Okay, you got 3 guesses to guess the score. I'll give you a hint.
6-3? 6-3 Blue?
Wilson's team, the Blues are up. I'll give you that. No, it's not 6-3.
No? Was that close?
No.
Oh. Closer than it's worse or closer than it's closer?
You follow your gut. I'll help you for the third one.
7-3.
Worse.
7-2?
Worse.
No,
Yeah,
7-1.
7-1. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
it hasn't felt like it, but
it's felt worse. I know. It's not half time yet. This is going to be the world shortest
it's going to be a shame.
Well, okay, let's stay positive. Everyone knows I'm an optimistic person, and I have nothing but the best views on people.
Great pull by Tim.
Absolutely.
That's when you want a nice flat throw.
I think they're going to bounce back second half, and we're going to have a real
so.
doozy of a game. Tim's not wearing his popcorn shorts this
I
week.
think John...
Vish hand blocks, hands to the air, flexing his guns. Maddox hates that. Wow, that's it. That sums up the game. Everything's flat. There's not even like a shouting at Maddox going, what are you doing? Or a congratulating of Vish.
It definitely looks like Scary's team is a momentum-based team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they have none of it at the moment.
Oh, Wilson breaks Scary's ankles. Scary
nice
goes
shape,
down.
a little bit high, but...
What were they forcing?
I don't know.
Because it seemed to be an up force, Scary got run, weak force. Look, heads are down, walking off.
Heads down. I'm looking for a John Brill to show up half-time, Mighty Ducks style.
Quack, quack, quack.
And just give this team a huge boost. And that I'd say that is one of his main strengths as a team player and a motivator.
A true underdog, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, the epitome of...
He is the underdog first-round pick.
Pick
but
first
I thought he
round.
played great last week.
Yeah, I think he is, he's not going to lead your team, but he will by letting you...
He'll take pressure off every
Absolutely.
other player. Just by running well,
Yeah.
going to good places, playing good defense.
Yep.
It just takes pressure off every other player.
It's another player that you have to be aware of, because...
Oh, yeah. You can't put someone on him that is going to poach.
You can't put a potato on John
No,
Brill.
you can't put a Wilson on John Brill.
That's true. That's true. It's like the opposite. Like a lot of players you might match up against and put a poach on, but John Brill is you might, like, even though John Brill plays very smart, he plays above his speed, brain-wise, you have to, like, outmatch him with pace. But then when you outmatch him with pace, he punishes you with smart cuts and very good awareness of himself. But, yeah, he's a tough one. He's a tough one. He's not a... The Rob Gronkowski, however you pronounce that tight end of this team, once he went to Tampa.
You're throwing a lot of sports references at me about sports that I do not know.
Who's your soccer team, Sam?
I don't have a soccer team, sorry.
The worst. Just, okay, I'll
Football,
let
you mean AFL?
Up the Crows.
Yeah.
I went to watch one.
That's the only way they can go, I think.
Every game I've watched with the Crows, they are undefeated. They beat the Demons, and Demons are like top of the table. So I just assume the Crows are elite.
Yeah.
And then
one week a year, the Crows are elite.
Oh.
Just as everyone's lost hope.
Took me and Michael Brenner of Pony fame, went to watch that game.
God,
we got
this is a commentary of name drops.
I'm just gonna tell you, we had a really great time, but neither of us had any clue what was going on. So if there's like a kind Australian out there who wants to come watch generic like sports with us and tell us what's going on, same weekend we went to watch the Adelaide 36ers basketball team.
Oh God. Good fundamentals.
Great fundamental. They lost. It couldn't be two underdog stories in one weekend. I think they played the Perth Wildcats.
How long have you been in Australia? You should know about AFL by now.
Yeah.
Just by osmosis?
Yeah, I think 4 years now.
4 years?
I've seen... first team I got given was the Swans. The Sydney Swans. That's through osmosis of my shout out to the Ryans in Parks, New South Wales. And then I came down here, watched the Crows.
Not a lot of choice in Sydney though.
No, absolutely not. It's either them or not Swans, who wear a terrible kit. I've watched St Kilda Women's play a few times. Great. I watched them. They came to Norwood. We went out to support. Is another name? Cat Phillips.
Yes,
Friends, not fans.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
I
watched.
I
know of her.
I know of her. I played on the same field as her once.
Nice. Yeah. Good on you.
Tried not to go anywhere near her. She'd beat me too bad.
This story of everyone's lives.
That was really cool to see that she started playing the AFLW.
One of the leadership. We've watched them play the Adelaide Crows team, who are phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know, somehow started with an incredibly stacked team.
Yeah.
We watched them play the grand final at Adelaide Oval on the first year. It was huge. Like, they had to keep opening up stadiums because there was just too many people flooding in.
They absolutely swamped Norwood. They should swap with the Crows men's team.
No, I think they need to swap with Port Power. I think Crows still pull a bit of a crowd.
Crows can play at Unley. Crows men can play at Unley. Crows women can go play at Adelaide Oval. Port Adelaide's too far north. I don't venture that far. Tim pulling the second half. So if you were scary, we just nattered for the entire half time. We're just having a casual chat.
I'm pretty sure Rex mutes that, doesn't it?
No, not this time. He should have. He should have muted us. What would you have said? As Sanders and Sano again, Curtis. What if you were scary in the huddle? What would you have said?
I feel like marks are their big defensive thing that they need to clean up. Ooh. And I was about to say safe shots, which that wasn't a bad looking shot, but that's a shot of someone who wants to finish the offensive point quickly. Like they don't trust their team to work it up the field. Yeah, so they're gonna take it.
Not a bad shot. Nunu hasn't played in a while.
Same third again.
Yes. Not enough shape. Done.
Yeah, a bit low, a bit fast. I don't know. Wasn't a lot right with it actually.
No, the execution.
Break it down. Nice little break off the front of the
Sam's
stack.
gone. Wilson deciding not to whip it deep.
I like that. They're crushing them with unders. There's no need to send up like the speculator.
Polar opposites right now. Blues playing with unders generated by winning freedom. That's again another under. And Reds seem to be chasing and clutching. And like we said at the beginning of the game, this red team is one that's, as you said, was of momentum. And as I said, can chase, but are also capable of being the worst chasing team in the world.
He's walking out of the field.
Dad is thinking he was in. Went for a stroll.
Somebody cut that into a highlight.
Obviously, the middle of the pitch isn't good enough, so he needs to tighten himself. Oh.
That's okay, though. It's still confident play.
30.
And when you're 7 points up.
So 30 had the run there with intention. Curtis needs to come under a bit sooner. Scary doing a good job up the line. Curtis throwing Scary, throwing deep. Curtis looks a bit laboured.
He did do the full pitch run then.
Yeah,
After playing a lot of grindy defense all the way back up the other end of the
So you've
field.
run 80 meters. What's like 5 meters more? Like, or if you
Again, a throw that's angling
yeah.
away from you.
But also Curtis was stationary. Arguably, if you are absolutely ruined as Curtis, I don't know, you should probably get a little fitter. But as rightly should be, because he's just played defense, then run the length of the pitch, and actually doing a great job on Tim. He's standing still. Like, great. If you're going to rest in the stack. But then Scary still thinks that's the option.
Yeah.
And if Scary had waited a few seconds longer, there was a free red floating up the far sideline for Curtis, which I thought what the throw maybe was for. But
I think the problem then as well is when you're running into the end zone like that, you're one out as the hut goes up to Johnny.
That's the shape.
That's a great shape.
Yeah.
Floats back in. There's no chance for defense. Tim's a fast guy, and if he's not getting there,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone is. But going back to the turnover, when you're running into the end zone, you're one out. You want to have a plan because Scary had no defender.
Yep.
So they can throw whatever throw they want. There's no part of the end zone that's not open for a throw. So you want to have a plan, and you go in and you do your 7 cut that bamboozles your defender, and then you get hit because any throw is on.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like Curtis had a plan as he ran into the end zone.
No. Absolutely not. Like, prime real estate for an ankle breaker.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Run out your player.
Looks great on video, and then you walk in and take the clap catch.
Put your player onto a stage, hit him with a 1-2 shimmy.
Yeah.
Will Smith is clapping. With
If you're lucky, they fall over. Like,
and then you get to stare down at them. It's iconic.
It's the best feeling. Like, and because you've just walked the last couple of paces of your cut, you're not even tired at the end. Like, it feels great.
Vicious pulling. Wilson's calling the matchups.
Was that another break?
I think that was just a hold.
That was a hold?
30 got the 30. No, 9-1. 30 got the D, and then Scary threw it away. Yeah. So now Scary's going to have... Do they have any subs? Oh, they got 2. They're just quietly behind us. They are missing a John Brill-shaped hole. Maddox Fields.
Anyone else?
Looking to stand there.
2 subs?
Yeah. They don't have Brian as well. Brian's also missing. But he wasn't there last week. Takes the reset. Takes a few meters back. That's fine. 30. Very directly under. Not... Oof. Oh, wow. That's gone over. 30... Sam Tonkin, just by like... He's not doing anything spectacular. He's just shepherding 30. 30 is now cutting directly under. Giving Maddox a very small window. What I say to like newer players is you really don't want to be cutting directly at your handler or 90 degrees away. The windows of your body are so small. Hong just...
Oh,
that's just a drop. That's
Sam
just a bad catch.
Luckily takes the stat for him.
So it's by being too straight up. Oh, here we are. We've got ping pong. Maddox has misread that.
Hong gets the points.
Hong boxes.
He loves it too.
So 30 needed to shave a couple of degrees off that cut. Give yourself a bigger window to hit from your thrower. They're not doing each other any favors. Hong, great break to Wilson. Vish taken off. That is...
Oh, I feel like he didn't even touch it, which that is a bit mean.
So that was held up nicely by the wind. But that's just a terrible catch. Like, Sam Tonkin, okay, he was laying out, but he should have caught it. He got 2 hands to it. Vish, obviously,
I think it went under his hand.
I think he just, but still, that's even worse.
Yeah,
somewhat.
I agree.
So Vish, like, goes over there, gets a D. Like, congratulations, you're playing fantasy. Get that smile off your face. Get your knees pumping. Stop meandering deep at 50% snail pace. And then making an absolute...
That was a... dog's breakfast.
Absolutely. And I hope someone cuts and records it because we need balance. We had Sean at the last game. Now we need Vish.
I feel like there's a lot of gifts coming out of this.
Oh, that's... This is why.
Is this timeout worthy?
Like, there needs to be something. Give me something. Give me a shouting. Give me some passion.
It's a nice handle, Joey, Hong and Connor.
Yeah. Connor against Wes. This is a matchup Connor should be dominating. Wes has got good straight line speed, but Connor movement under flow. Nick again, round 10. What a
That's
pick.
it.
Marty clinical. That's it. That's clinical. That's boring. Play
Yep.
boring frisbee.
Marty upfield, very strong.
Yeah. Especially against these matchups.
I think Blue has changed to a more forehand, no inside mark, which I think is really strong against a horizontal stack.
Yeah.
Because you really want to be throwing those inside flick breaks
Yep.
to diagonal cutters. And that takes away that, like, if you're playing a good mark, that takes away that throw really, really handily. So I think Red needs to change up to more of a vert stack. Maybe even, I wouldn't mind them having 3 handlers back to open up the field. They look a bit cluttered, but yeah, I don't think the hoe's working for them.
They've almost got freedom now. They are.
Yeah.
They are not in. They are currently, and I don't see them being in this game. So now you can go out there and try new stuff. Like, see who's back, see which combinations are working. I've just got a message to our group chat. The shout out to the East Adelaide Force. Somebody just put 9-1. Yikes.
Yes.
They will remain anonymous. I don't know if they want me publicly advertising that.
Is this where, if you're Wilson, you put the boot in and throw a zone on?
Absolutely.
Like, maybe save the legs of a couple of people?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think both teams now just starts playing with different things. Wilson, you've called it. This is a zone.
Yeah, you
Great.
have to. Oh,
Astute. Ah, that is
to
that
no
is
one.
garbage.
Tim throws the little T-Rex arms up and pulls
That-
it down.
That sums it up. There we are. There's the
That's-
chasing team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, this is the first time you've seen the zone all night. Like, have a look at it before you throw that up.
Yeah, move it, work it through. That red team, I was going to say earlier when we were talking about zones, both these teams probably aren't the strongest defensive zone teams, but they've both got players to really punish a zone. And Reds, if they use their handlers and they're throwing, rather than throwing a lofted thing up over the deep head and worked it through. Do you think that was a tactic because Sando wasn't on? I mean,
Yeah, I'd say that.
it's not.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. 30's sitting down over there, giving up. So this is a team just.
Do you put 30 in the handler role and just say, look, mate, you're getting every second disc?
He just looks like he doesn't want it at the moment. That's the thing.
Well, it doesn't look like any of them want it at the
No.
moment.
You almost don't want him there. He's a waste. He's like, sure, he's a strong thrower, but he's not a dominant thrower. He's much better in that underspace. When you've got people like Maddox, Scary, Sando, all very capable of handling, they just seem to be all pulling in different directions.
The problem is, this isn't a team that's going to give you a stand and deliver 70-meter throw. There needs to be power positions.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be able to free the arms, and they're just not getting into a position where they can do that.
They're all big throwers. They're all big receivers. I'd love to see more fluidity through the positions. If 30 naturally falls into a handler position, sure. Like if he's got a favourable matchup, he needs to be able to. And this is the thing that seems to be missing from 30's game is the ability to recognise who's actually on him and what he can take from them. Another good pull there by Tim.
There's no matchup that I've seen him get that looks like it would shut him down.
No, I don't think there is a matchup in this tournament. Like even Sean Lace, who's arguably can be argued as one of the stronger defenders in this league, couldn't shut him down, but did a very good job limiting him and generating those turnovers. That I think that sums it up. As if throw comes off, it's fine. That's a good goal finally. But Nuna was there in the perfect inside space as well, and the throw just came over. So there is that mentality of you having to chase a game, you have to take more risks.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if they do though. They haven't tried not taking risks yet. maybe give that a try for a couple of points.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about Scary's team, but is Wilson's team just playing too good? Are they playing too good?
Okay. Giving them credit, they are playing what they're being served very well. They're being served with a riskier offense, a bit of an unmotivated defense, and they're just playing safe and working it through. But I also don't think they've been tested, and they are offering up mistakes. Like, it's definitely an improvement on the shambles that we saw last week. But like, they got tested last week and they fell short. So yeah, I credit to them. They're playing safe. They're playing nicely. They're using their team well. But
they have a full roster as well.
Yeah,
11 players.
They're yeah. They've exactly. They've got
Means you
legs.
can put a lot of legs on the ground.
They can run them round, run them in. I don't think the matchups have been particularly amazing, but like you've got this freedom of winning a game and everybody playing their role well and playing to the same message.
Not a lot of stats chasing I see from their team either.
No, except for Vish on that little pop down. But hey, I would do the same.
I like the zone look though. As the saying goes, you never lose a game without playing a zone.
Yeah, that is. They're just off the step.
Yeah.
Like everything there was 1 meter off, 1 meter off. Snunu was 1 meter 2 under. Okay, that you can force those shots. That's fine. And then Tallis came in and nibbled, and that left this wide open Anna. And that's still night like tonight. That's an easy shot. Especially Wilson's got that hammer.
Once that throw goes up to Wilson though, like if T goes and covers Anna in the end zone, that throw goes to Dennis, and then Anna has a couple of steps and gets it free anyway.
But then Nunu 1 step underneath. He needs to play, but then he wasn't going to get there, so he then needs to bounce off, shuffle around, help T out at the back by flashing that lane. That enables T then to move backwards onto Anna. On Tim, maybe needs to go across, but like, it's all a domino effect. It's 1 meter off, which extrapolates.
A lot of flat feet.
Yeah,
It's just
a lot of flat vibes.
flat vibes.
Flat vibes.
Commentary's fire though.
Absolutely. Drop us some love in the commentary.
We'll talk about Ben's niche sports connections for a little while.
Absolutely. I'll give you some more. Anybody see the England-South Africa rugby game? What a moment. Last minute kick. Beautiful. The future of England rugby is in safe hands.
How'd your boys do in the T20 World Cup?
Australia did well, Sam. I don't watch cricket.
What do you mean? Oh, that is
I was about to say I don't watch cricket. It's a little slow. But then I'm probably up to date on all the James's disco footage. Yeah, cricket's great. I love 2020. Love the World Cup. But yeah, I don't know. When you're in Australia and Australia are winning, my appetites to watch cricket is really goes downhill.
Lucky you weren't here 15 years ago.
Yeah, lucky you weren't here in the Ashes bowling bodyline. We could do this all day.
Yeah.
They can also drop the disc all day. Like, I don't know. Got a hand to it.
Yeah.
Wide
If
throw.
it hits you in the hand, you gotta get it.
Bang. There it is. That is another lofty throw by Wilson.
Yeah.
30.
A lot of thumb in that. Oh.
You shouldn't be rewarded for that.
No.
You should not be rewarded for that. Looks like there's a call, but
Ferdy
there's
might
no
have got
call.
a little bit of a hand in the back, but it doesn't look like he wants
Heads
to
it down,
discuss it.
walking back. That is... That's a Wilson special.
Sam did enough there to plant his body.
Yeah.
Like, got a good read on it, planted his body, forced Ferdy under it.
That's it. That's a nice play by Sam.
Yeah.
Ferdy can jump.
I don't know. Is that making your highlight reel?
No, absolutely not. None of this game is making my highlight reel, to be honest, Sam. A low light reel, yeah, for sure. Vicious drop, Wes's drop. There's a few hands, slippy hands. I am liking Nunu's boots, though. They are a highlight. Like the red, the black,
Colour
the red.
match the boots?
It is a strong, aggressive look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No red shorts, though. That's disappointing.
No, but that'd be too red.
No, I love it. Like,
too
red headband, I want tennis cuffs, like, whole 9 yards.
So you're saying whatever colour your team plays in.
Yeah, I just want you to be soaked in it.
Yeah, you're wearing grey shorts and black socks. You had the option to go all white.
Oh, it's a shade of white.
So, what do you think Johnny said at halftime to his team?
I don't think they said anything. I think they probably just talked about their day, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a great game for them to just feel that momentum of Super League, though. Like, just get a bit of motivation and being able to take something into the next few weeks where, they're playing you next week.
They are.
And
this game,
possibly...
okay, there's two minds of me playing them next week. Like, Congratulations, Wilson listened to my commentary last week and adjusted nicely into what I was saying he was doing. Yeah, I did also hear that he was listening. He was watching it with Tori, and then he would like Tori had already watched the game and listened to my advice, and then Wilson would come back to Tori and be like, "Hey, I've got a great idea for last week," and Tori was like, "That's exactly what Ben." That's exactly what Ben said in the commentary. And Wilson was trying to pass it off as his own facts. But anyway, like, I'm in two minds. Firstly, I don't get a look at this Wilson 2.0 Johnny Warren White coaching edition. But they also don't get a chance to run this new, whatever their new philosophy is, in a competitive game.
No.
So.
Yeah, but do you think they might come in a little bit lax next week?
Maybe a bit slow, yeah. But now Wilson's going to listen to that and tell Tori he needs to fire his team up beforehand. So. Hong, too much nose, a little shape.
Sam, again, planted his body well, but 30's done even
30.
better.
Yeah, that's just beige.
A little bump. Yeah.
Sam got there. He didn't really do much.
Yeah.
No pressure on him. It's really just a contain. Look, it's just chasing.
At least, yeah, if you're going to throw Swill up like that, I at least want to see somebody, like, drop a hook and just sky someone. Like,
absolutely. If you're going to miss it,
just make a good poster at least.
Bang. Oh, good hold. Good hold by Scary. Sando.
They're doing... This is good movement. Like,
this is what they should have been doing at the beginning.
Yeah, they look... And that's the sort of throws that Sando will give you.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the flow. 30 now,
30
not
now
refusing to move. Oh, Scary rightly giving 30 daggers. See, 30... Just... You dominated that matchup.
Here comes the shot.
Great call.
The triple coverage.
Tim, long arms at the back of the end zone.
Tim claims the 3 points unnecessarily.
So 30, 30 dominated that third. Ran Sam round. Sam puts no force on him. And then for some reason gets into the final third where that really needs him to come out. Scary
Feels like his job's done.
Yeah, just fell silent.
Hammer up by Johnny.
There's the flow. 30 now chasing. Nothing stopping that flow. Good hold there by Sam.
It's very tired.
I don't know. Not enough fitness, too much partying.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Hong, this is it. Look, it's just too easy. And these two handlers at the back, Johnny and Hong, yeah, they're smart. They've got safe throws. But they're not the quickest. Like, these blue players have got the disc. That is the worst-looking hammer in the world on the release. But
that was all right.
There's no shit. I mean, like, look at the biomechanics on that. Like, Vish is getting a lot of hate, but I don't know. So those handlers, they're smart, but they're not agile. Like,
and there was no pressure on that. That feels great as a handler.
Absolutely.
Knowing that you can throw, like, it gets scary when you have to throw 10, 15 throws a point. But if there's no pressure on your dumps, like...
Yep.
What does it matter?
Especially those kind of dumps, they're the people you want to move. Like, a lot of people are very comfortable attacking and aggressive, and you want them to stand still to avoid the power plays, but yeah. What do you reckon is going to happen? Let's talk about the next game.
Oh.
Yeah. You got a full team?
We don't tonight, actually.
No.
The player, so...
You got
Blue
Foley.
has obviously picked. We do have Foley.
Yeah.
Blue has obviously picked Nick at number 10, round 10.
Yep.
And he's not a round 10 pick.
Yeah.
Our low-rated player who is picked too low because he's missing a bunch of games is actually missing a game tonight.
Who's that?
That's Ted.
Ah.
Ted would have been very handy tonight.
Interesting.
I feel.
Ted with his 14 maybes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The classic, the Ted special.
Yep.
But no, it's going to be a good game tonight. I think we lack a little height, but make up for it with a bit of speed.
Yeah. It's two. Like, both of these teams here have got certain personalities, but I think our teams are quite similar in the styles. But we'll see what happens. It's a long season. Scary looking with a bit more intention.
I was hoping this game would be like an absolute derby, because this is the only games we can commentate together.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for a 1-1, and the third game of the season is just an absolute bloodbath where there's just bodies flying everywhere. There's 20-minute points where it's just gut running D.
Gives us some hot talking points for next time. Yeah.
And like we lose our voice. Oh,
great
Tim
grab.
Absolutely monster. Other Tim. It gives him a hug for his troubles.
That looked great. When they're moving that disc, they look great.
Yeah.
it's those throws that sometimes let them down. But like this all started with that Tim. If you go back to the beginning of the footage, Tim throws this lovely around, and that starts to flow. And then they just coolly, calmly, they look quite slow moving the disc, but it's got intention, it's safe. And then that opens up that deep space. When they're not moving under and showing how dangerous they can be with the handlers, the deep space isn't there. You've got to earn the right to go deep.
Again, though, Tim Stevens is in the entire end zone by himself. What is that, 16 by 36 or 18 by 36 or whatever it is?
I'm going to trust you on this one. Yeah.
And they have to, it's a jump ball to body-on-body contact.
And he is not looking good right now.
Yeah, he looks a bit worse for wear.
He took a whole lot of Tim Davis.
But once more, Tim Davis on the losing end of a poster.
They've actually only got 6 players on. Tim's not there. Sando's sitting down third. He's got his head in his hands. Like, I want to know what's going on. Hey, Greg. Looking great. Some unbiased commentary here.
You look terrible, Greg. You look like you haven't slept in days.
Still better looking than everybody here.
Yeah. I think as Red, you have to take some momentum into next week. Like,
Yeah.
You just need to go the old cliches, like nothing else matters, game to 3 or whatever you want to do it as, and like win the next 3 points and take some momentum into next week.
Super League's a beautiful beast. Like, your season can end in like week 2.
Yeah.
Like, especially like
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, they're looking better now. They seem to found some rhythm, seem to using their weapons appropriately.
I was expecting some absolute like aggression from them coming out this week because they did really well against you. Like, came out firing and took the first
very
4
hard,
or 5 points or whatever.
Very hard teams to stop when they are firing, but they wouldn't drop their level. We had to go and match them, which we only did in some departments. But that's
a great throw.
That's a better shot. Better shot. That's it. Now they've got their...
That was only half a step. Wilson only had half a step on Scary then, though.
That's all you needed. That's all you need in this. When you're throwing a good... And that's game. And that's the game.
15-3.
15-3.
Yeah,
Wow.
Is it half time?
I don't think we've reached half time. Like, the next game kicks off in 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
This game took an ad. Should we? Like, Alice was like, I'm gonna get there really early and do my Crocs running set, and she's just rocked up, and she is not late for her getting here early. I mean, I didn't even get a chance to plug the Ulti TV patron, like, even that much. But you should definitely go on there and watch it and look at the, like, okay, one team showed up today, but I think we can all agree.
The patron site is not for this coverage. It's for the coverage of your nationals, like sending Ulti TV to your nationals and getting them to film your elite teams. So that's what you're supporting. And
there are going to be infinitely better games than this. One team didn't show up, but the camera crew, shout out to Rex and Katie.
The camera was
here earlier. It was beautiful. Like, the footage, you can watch one team absolutely decimate another team, crystal clear, with some art, like, debate.
I'm sure Rex nailed the 2 highlights that were in this game as well.
I must have missed one. But yeah, absolutely. You can see the disappointment in the receiver's face.
This is live streamed, and there's instant replays and slow-mo.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You can watch the moment. People regret picking people on their basic disc skills and fundamentals. And next game's going to be brilliant. I don't know who's commentating next game.
Do you think John Brill will show up for the second half of this
John
game,
Brill,
which is supposed to start right now?
That'd be so good. If John Brill rocks up now and like, hey guys, we can do this. It's like, no, John, not even you can do this.
He's missed his Disney moment.
Absolutely. All right, we're off. You've been watching Ulti TV. I've been Ben.
I've been Sam.
Nice. Good job. Together we are Ben and Sam.
Yeah, what's our tagline?
I don't know. We'll think of it. And we will be providing coverage of this exact fixture all season. And I don't think I can overpromise by promising that it will be better next time.
The commentary will be great.
The game will probably be better. All right. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Tune in shortly for the next game between the East Adelaide Force versus the Northern Flyers.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, Ultimate TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Multi-Dutch.